today's episode of Flowers, I will be sitting down with my mom. My mom is getting her flowers today not because she's my mom, because of what she's done for the city of Paterson. My mom has been on her job for 31 years. That's a long time. And in the city of Paterson at the courthouse, yeah, she definitely got a story to tell, and she definitely deserves her flowers. So welcome to Flowers, Mom. Flowers is a show where we celebrate hard work and dedication. And today, I wanted you on the show because I feel like you deserve your flowers for everything that you've done for the city of Paterson. You've been doing work for the city of Paterson for 31 years. That's a long time to be working at one place. So I want you to give everybody your story and let them know the things that you go through and how it all started. Let's talk about you giving your time to the city of Paterson.
Okay. How I got started with the city of Paterson. First of all, I was pregnant. I had a baby. So I was working part-time at St. Joe's. So I had my baby. St. Joe's was not paying the bills. It was not enough money to take care of a child, me and the child. So back in the day, I started working there in 1991. City Hall had these booklets that you used to have to go get. You fill out the booklet, you spend $15, and they'll send you to take tests like all over the city for city jobs. So they gave me a few tests. I took a test for municipal court. I took a test for a housing authority and somewhere else. And as you know, your girl ranked number one.
Okay.
So I ranked number one on the test. So I had a choice between housing authority and municipal court. And I chose municipal court. And would you believe, in the interview, being that I wasn't working like long, the guy, his name was Jim Sperano, and he almost talked me out of taking municipal court. He was like, listen, it's a fast-paced office. He was like, if you're not used to it, then we might have to let you go if it doesn't work out, because it's very fast-paced. You have to catch on and learn. It's a lot of things you have to learn. He was like, are you sure you really want to come to this office? I see that your skills, XYZ. And I'm like, my skills really was in accounts payable and receivable. Okay? So municipal court, I wasn't going for that. I was going for clerk typist. Okay. So I said, listen, I ranked number one. I have a choice, and I feel like you need to give me this opportunity to prove myself.
Right.
So long story short, I ended up at municipal court. I started out as a clerk typist. I was able to take care of my child. I started out as a clerk typist. Then I moved up to senior clerk within a few years. And then I became a deputy court administrator. So once I became a deputy court administrator, I've been a deputy court administrator now for like over 20-something years. Which now I'm the bomb. I became a supervisor. So I had ran the whole violations department. I did very well. I had to take classes for that. And I passed all my classes. I became accredited. And yes, I've been serving the public, Patersonians for 31 years. And it has not been easy.
I think I remember when you were doing something with the kids that had to do community service.
Yes, also with working with municipal court, we had a program that lasted a few years. It was called Juvenile Community Service. And this is this is a program that, you know, when young people drive without license, this gave you an opportunity. When you do get your license, you can get them. Because before that, if you drove without license before you got them, soon as you get them, you're going to be suspended for 6 months. So this program gave you like a pass, but you had to complete the program. So I was the coordinator of the program. That's why a lot of young people know me also. I help a lot of children. With that, I became like a counselor to them, but they had to come Monday night, Wednesday night, and Saturdays. Yes, municipal court used to be open on Saturdays. And I had to give them things to do, so I made them scrape the gum off the chairs. I made them wipe the walls down. Like, they had to do the community service. And then at the end of the program, they had to write a 5-page essay on the rules and regulations of driving. You know, I help people get their license. It was a lot. I really enjoyed that program. I did it for 5 years, and then the county took it over. They took it away from us.
I remember growing up in municipal court, like coming down there, sitting in there doing work from school. If I was sick or if I was suspended, I still had to go to work, and I worked. But my experience being down in municipal court was like different. It kind of, it showed me who you really were. It showed me how you made an impact on everybody that you worked with. You were the most popular person there. Everybody know Ruby. Even people that don't work at the courthouse. I got stopped in the street so many times. Your mother name, I seen your picture on her desk. She got the good hair, the lady that's sitting next to the judge. Well, she cursed me out, but she helped me. You know what I mean? So it's like you actually really, you made an impact. You did what you were supposed to do for the city, and it's important to have people that care. You know what I mean? You actually help people get back on the right path, because driving is definitely important. We need it.
It's a privilege.
It's definitely a privilege.
It's a privilege.
And it's hard, you know, not having that, but you being a person that actually had the chance to make sure people did what they were supposed to do or got things done the right way, and you did it genuinely. Like, you was everybody mama. Even the people you work with.
Yeah, I mean, it's a joy. Work. I did love my job. Now I kind of just like my job. I really don't. I loved what I did. I did help people, even for criminal offenses. I would explain, especially to the young people, listen, this program works for you. This does not work for you. You know, this can affect your livelihood. You don't know the severity of the things that you are doing. It will affect you long term.
Right.
So even though it's in a municipal setting, it's in a lower court, eventually you're going to end up in a higher court, and you don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, so I show people how to get their cases expunged, how to expedite it, how to do the things that they needed to do to get their self on track. But it was a learning process. I mean, when I first started working there, you know, I wasn't professional. I came from the streets. So, you know, what made the judges like me is that sometimes they want me to get that person that's acting up in the court, like Ruby. Like, you know, he over there, you know, go over there and, you know, try to be like, yo, bro, come here. What you doing? Like, the judge is talking to you. He don't want to lock you up.
Right.
So listen, I want you to go out in the hallway, get yourself together,
Then come back.
and you come back in and speak to the judge professionally.
Right.
You know, just speak to him. I mean, respectfully, not professionally, respectfully.
Right.
You know, so that when you do, I said, they have the power to take your freedom away.
Right.
You don't want to give them that. When you come in court, you need to come humble. Whether you right or wrong, whether you innocent or guilty, if you come humble and like with like I need help type thing, they're gonna help you. But if you come in there with an attitude and you defensive and you rub them the wrong way, then they're not going to help. They're gonna give you the highest fine that they can give you because you was disrespectful.
Right. And they have, like you said, they have the power to do that. But the fact that you actually take the time to sit people down and have these conversations with them as if they're your own kid is like, that's different. We need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We do.
I mean, I agree with you because listen, when you go in different areas of court or any other towns like Wayne or Clifton, they're not gonna tolerate, you know, the hood mentality. They're
Right.
not.
Right.
So when you come in there like that, they're not gonna give you a chance. I feel is unfair because I feel like instead of us punishing our youth, we need to educate them and teach them first when everything first happened.
Right.
Like some fines and stuff, there were some judges, they're no longer with us, but there were some judges that I could talk to, like, Judge, you know, I understand, you know, like, is there any way, like, maybe the fine could be less, you know, their parents can't afford that,
Right.
or whatever. And some judges do look at that and they think about that.
Right.
Here,
Right.
I can't speak for other courts,
But that's
here.
why I'm saying, Mom, like, you really, you actually, you did your duty. Like, you did what you were supposed to do for your youth, for your people. Being in a position and being able to sit down with the judge and say, hey, look, Judge, you know, is there something else that we can do for this young person? Let's please help them. Like, we need hearts like that to actually help us, because it's crazy out here. And I'm, you know, speaking of judges, I want you to talk about some of your relationships with some of the judges that's still here and that aren't here today. I want you to speak about that. I want them to know how you really
yeah. I mean, it's
witnessed
funny.
a lot.
I worked with these judges for so long that it's like a family. We become a family. I'm gonna talk about Judge Keegan. Judge Cornish first.
Right.
Judge Cornish was a black judge, and Judge Cornish was the judge that you would see on the lower part of 11th Ave. Everyone would see him out there by his house smoking a cigarette or whatever. So from working with him, I was his clerk. So every court session he had, I had to sit with him. So we developed a relationship. So he called me his daughter.
Right.
And he would look out, you know, for me, and I would look out for him or whatever. And, you know, once he took ill, you know, I took it very hard. But Judge Cornish would have me, like, he's not supposed to be smoking. So we'll stand outside on a break or whatever, we on a recess, and he'll say, daughter, because that's what he would say to me. Daughter, you see that guy over there? He's smoking. Go over there and ask him for a cigarette. And I'm like, Judge, but I don't smoke.
Right.
He's just go on over there and see if he'll get you a cigarette. So why the dude, he knows. So I said, listen, I said, how you doing? I said, you got a cigarette? You know how I'll buy it off you or whatever. He said, it's for the judge. And I was like, no. He said, I'll get the judge a cigarette. He said, because I see the judge smoking on 11th Ave every day when I ride through there. And I'm like, oh, God, you know. But I developed those type of relationships. I mean, Judge Cornish would come to work and say, hey, I see your mother play hooky from work today. I seen her at the track.
Playing the racetracks. But I want you to speak about the moment. You get
the moment of what?
When Judge Cornish passed.
Oh, you know, that was really hard for me. He passed away at work. That was one of the toughest things I ever had to face at my job. We were in court. We started our session. You know, we did a few people, whatever, and then we took a recess. So, actually, I'm gonna get to a story before that. Before that, when he started getting ill and it started, you know, I started noticing it. One day he fell asleep during the session. So he had people in front of him and he like kind of, you know, went. Thank goodness he had the paper in front of him so you couldn't see that he, you know, kind of like went out, but I can. So right away I was like, 15-minute recess, everybody clear the courtroom, whatever. And so then I got him, judge went in the back, got water and everything. And he was fine after that. Then, after that, he came to work another day. And we're in court. We started the session, and he was ready to recess. So we recessed. Now we're out in the office or whatever. We're talking. I'm eating some cake or whatever. And he said, "Boy, where there's food, you'll find Ruby." And I'm like, Judge, like, don't do that. Everybody looking at me. I got a mouthful of cake, pound cake or whatever. So then he turns and he says, "All right, Ruby, call the prisoners. Tell them to bring the prisoners downstairs." And he was like, "And let's go." And he did like that. He said, "Let's go." And it's hard. Mm-hmm. As he started walking in front of me, and I'm behind him, literally right behind him. We're walking to go back in courtroom 2. And all of a sudden, his body turned in slow motion. Like he turned around like in slow motion, and then he dropped. That was the worst thing I ever seen in my life. And I just started screaming like, "Judge Cornish, what's going on? What's going on?" And this attorney heard me screaming, so he came out of court and he tried to revive him, but he couldn't revive him. I knew that he was gone then. And when the hospital, when he went to I even ran outside. I didn't even know I did that. I felt like it was an out-of-body experience. And they said I ran down the stairs like with the ambulance, the medical people or whatever, and the paramedics, and I'm running beside them like, "Judge Cornish, Judge Cornish, Judge Cornish," and somebody had to get me because I'm like running to get in the ambulance with him or whatever. And it was sad. I was sick for a week or 2.
I remember
that. I didn't even go to work. They allowed me to stay home because it was such a dramatic thing. My name was the last name that he ever said. He was like, "Come on, Ruby, let's go." So, but he was a good guy. He was a good judge.
Yeah. And it's like, Mom, like, I just wanted, the reason why you are my first guest for something like this, when I came up with the show, you were one of the first people that I thought of because of the time that you put in for the city and the things that you've endured on that job. And something like that, like I would never forget the day that I got the phone call from you, or when you came home and you talked about it. You were so hurt. I couldn't even stomach looking at you like that. It affected me as well because you were so hurt, and I know the type of relationship that you had with this guy. And it's like, you still got yourself together, went back and did your job.
Did my job.
And you grew up with these people.
I did. I started working there. I was like 23. Wait, let me see. I had you at 23. So I think I started working there. You was like going on 2. So maybe I was 23 or 24.
That's a long
something like that. Yeah. So I was young.
Yeah.
I was street, cool, because I'm cool.
Grew there.
If you know me, I'm a cool
chick.
Your mother's just cool. And that's it. I've been cool my whole life. I even walk cool or whatever. And, people be like, "You so cool. Like, why you bop and everything?" And I'm like, this is who I am.
But you grew up there.
But I grew up there. I learned some things there. Hey, I mean, I did some crazy things at municipal court that were really unacceptable, but I got through it, with speaking to people. Like, I'm assertive, so I have an assertive tone. So a lot of times people think I'm mean or I'm nasty or whatever, and I'm not nasty, but if I say things in one tone, and they, why you talking to me like that? I'm like, look, this is how it go. Like, I don't want to, people want to tell me a whole life story. Well, the only reason my car was parked there was, okay, but the bottom line is, the question is, was your car
parked
here
right
at between this time and that time?
Right.
you can't justify it. The question is, was it there?
Right.
And that's it. So, you know, it's a lot. It was a lot.
A lot of growing.
It was a lot of growing because I used to talk to people crazy. Like, who? What?
On the job.
What? Wait a minute. What? Lady, who you talking to? Like, you know, and I had to learn, you know. So my beautiful court administrator, which was Gloria Schweitzer, who also passed. But Gloria, I worked with her for a very long time also, and she watched me grow. And they had her and Lillian Davis, they had the patience for me, and they taught me. You know, I mean, it was one time they had to send me home because I was ready to throw somebody out the window. One of my coworkers.
Can't be doing that, Mom.
Hey, I had to learn though.
Yeah. And then it's like you started teaching though.
They had to talk to me like, you cannot do that, you know, whatever. So, but I learned how to respect people. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to thicken my skin because when people are there and they're angry, it's not personal.
Right. They're frustrated. You learn your job.
It's
That's part of learning your job. You learn you develop people skills, we should say. But I want to say that this is for you. You know, flowers. We give you prosperity flowers, and we got some treats in here for you. So this is from me to you. We are celebrating your hard work.
You should be the
I didn't see that.
We are celebrating your hard work and dedication.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, let me give you a hug, Mom. I love you so much. Thank you for doing everything that you've done for the city. You are definitely appreciated, and here are your flowers.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So, that was today's show. Once again, I want to give a shout out to my mom, Ruby L. Johnson, aka the court lady. I can't get away from that. Everywhere I go, your mother work at the courthouse. Yeah, that's my mom with the pretty hair. Don't forget the pretty hair. That's her. But Mom, we love you. I want you to continue to do your thing. I know it's
beautiful. This is so nice. Can I just say I'm proud of you?
Thank you.
I enjoyed this. I thank you so much for acknowledging me.
Right.
For acknowledging my journey. You know, being a mom.
Right.
And I took this job just to take care of you.
Right.
And your sister.
And we went through it together, and I appreciate you, Mom.
But I have to just tell you, there was one time that job was at the job, and my violations clerk daughter was at the job also, right? So these two start fighting over the typewriter.
Here we go.
And this one, like,
oh God, Mom.
Her daughter comes running over there crying or whatever, and this one on the typewriter. I was typing. I was typing
oh my
first.
God.
Like, what did
Growing
you do?
up in the courthouse, you get to fighting over a typewriter.
What did you do? Mommy, I told her I was typing first, me first.
Oh my goodness. Well, y'all see where I get the feistiness from, right? Y'all heard her journey, but you already know this is Flowers. I'm DJ Payday.
So much.
This is Mama Payday. See y'all in the next episode.
Thank you so much. No, that was funny. I had to put that story. I had to put that.
Crazy.
Or you big now.
Well, enjoy your money.
I sure.